I think let's start with the gap between the US federal funds rate, which is currently at 5.25% to 50%, whilst the rates in Japan are at 0.1%. They hiked rates for the first time in 17 years a few months back. And I think for the yen to actually stop depreciating, other than the 62 billion already spent from the month of April and May, bank interventions from the BOJ to control the depreciation of the yen, I think what needs to happen is that the BOJ needs to step up and aggressively hike rates in order to stop this from going beyond the 160 threshold.
Right, and it has surpassed that 160 mark that we know authorities like it to be at. Can we expect to see another intervention to prop up the currency?
I think at this point it's mandatory, although that price action could even reach the 165 level, given that the background of, for example, the greenback now, it's been going up, especially with inflation proving sticky. It's also supporting that the dollar goes up because we're seeing less and less sentiment towards rate cuts. I think maybe towards the end of the year, we're going to see some rate cuts, but still, with no rate cuts on the table so far from the Fed, I think that we still have a chance for the dollar to go even more up. But I think we'll be given more clarity with today's GDP numbers and tomorrow's PCE numbers. I know that the PCE numbers are expected to indeed drop. If that's the case, then we're going to see the USD JPY pair go down a little bit. And I think also we are expecting a BOJ step in and another intervention, definitely.
Right, Nadia, and a weak yen is not all bad news for Japan. It helps boost things like exports. Tell us more about that.
Yes, so definitely a weakening currency will boost exports. It's good for tourism. It's good for foreign investments. It's good for the stock market, the Japanese stock market. So all in all, it does have its fair share of advantages to the Japanese economy. But in terms of buying imports and other factors, it also has its relatively strong disadvantages. And I think that's why the Bank of Japan keeps on intervening so they can control the yen from depreciating further, although it also has its disadvantages when it comes to inflation numbers.